I'm Dr. Elizabeth Newhall. I went to graduated high school in '71, college in '75, and medical school in '79, and started out in internal medicine. Was a GP ER doc, so had a good sampling of medicine, and decided that really what I wanted to do was OBGYN. My pre-med experience had been in a free clinic in which I did what we called the birth control wrap. You had to listen to all your options before your appointment. And then in those days, you know, pre-med students fit diaphragms and dispense pills, just like pharmacists can today. But we also counseled women about abortion because abortion had just become legal. California was ahead of the rest of the country, but it hadn't become incorporated into mainstream medicine. And let me say that a better way. When it was incorporated into mainstream medicine, women tried to do it on their own. You know, rich women got abortions. Poor women either got illegal providers who were good, or were injured by trying to do their own. So my point is, in medical school and in pre-medical school, my observation of abortion medicine as a good little Catholic girl who got straight A's and did the right thing was that it was clearly at that point, and still today, handled outside the mainstream of medicine. So I spent most of my OBGYN residency processing the morality and ethics of, you know, I had always been pro-choice, and like most docs, I was always willing to let other people do it. Until the day came when this woman came into my clinic who was from Damish. It was still open. She'd had 2 children taken away. She'd been on a number of medications. Every week I would say, you know, you could have an abortion. Oh, no, no, no. And then this one day she goes, I need to have an abortion today, Dr. Newhall. And I couldn't send her somewhere else at that point, you know. It was the right thing to do. And so I did her abortion. I would like to see regular physicians in small towns and everywhere really appreciate how safe this is and how much more convenient for women to be able to access it locally and even more privately. I remember when abortion became legal, clinics opened and they were of one of 2 sorts. One was feminist groups of women who wanted it to be the nicest experience that women could, you know, go through this time with. And the other were people who saw it as an opportunity to, frankly, you know, sleep all night and have a nice job and provide a service, but you know, it was as much individually based, shall we say. Not a bad reason, but when the big explosion happened in the Planned Parenthood and the American Coalition of Life Activists announced that they were going to designate from the 4 quadrants of the United States the most heinous abortion providers, if you will. And so there was a service at the Unitarian Church. And I am sitting there praying, oh God, don't let Sue be on that list. You know, my friend Sue had Operation Rescue, sleeping in her driveway, literally. The Midwest has had it so much more difficult than we on this coast, but don't let it be Sue, don't let it be Sue, don't let it be Sue. And careful what you wish for. You know, 11:30 that night, the FBI called me up and offered me federal marshal protection and speed dial to the FBI and silent police alarms. The community was so incredibly supportive. You know, I had different cars to drive. I actually had wigs and different outfits and took different courses to work. But as I say, I worked at the hospital delivering babies, and I worked at a clinic which was separately located. People asked me what kind of an impact it had on my kids, and I would never let anyone film them or know their names. I kept them out of it. But in the end, it gave them a political awareness. All of them are, you know, socially conscious and aware. I guess what I am most proud of is participating in the integral growth of medical abortion. You know, we started out with the French and the Scots and us, and now we go around the room like continents. You know, The mortality rate has dropped in South America. You know, it is a good quest to provide women with privacy around their reproductive health decisions. It's critical. You know, we are still judging them if they have to drive 5 hours to Portland. As I say, is really sort of, to me, what is critical is that women are able to privately and non-judgmentally make decisions about their reproductive futures. And I've known Brad Avakian for a very long time. He has been consistently and ardently available and active to the women and in the men of this state on this issue. I could not have any more confidence in an individual than Brad. He will make a fabulous Secretary of State, and this issue being one of the many with which he will provide excellence to the citizens of Oregon. Brad Avakian for Secretary of State.